Welcome back to week 2 of Rat-O-Ween. Today we cover a highly requested digital horror project. I went into this completely blind and was genuinely so blown away by the talent that was displayed in this series. Fazbear Toddler Fun is a digital horror series created by the user Agent P-Man. Clocking in at only 3 entries, it is incredibly impressive what we have for such a small catalog of videos. Fazbear Toddler Fun takes place in the universe of Five Nights at Freddy's. Thankfully though, you do not need a doctorate in FNAF lore to understand this series. Honestly, I think this series being tied to FNAF hinders it way more than it helps it. That's something we'll get into later. Fazbear Toddler Fun is a children's edutainment game. Think Freddy Fish or Pajama Sam, created by the Faz Bear Entertainment company. Our story follows a recorder taking us through this seemingly lost developer build of the game and documenting it to show another person. And that's the premise. So without further ado, let's jump into Fazbear Toddler Fun. Our first video, aptly titled Fazbear Toddler Fun, starts with a Windows Movie Maker slide, where our recorder is apologizing for not responding to someone sooner. This is the person who recommended the game to them, and our recorder is desperate to get into contact with them again, as they really need to know what this is. We get a dedication screen reading, Henry's message for Joseph. After a quick loading screen, we're taken to the main menu. Another message from our recorder. I remember playing this for my dad only a few times. Don't remember much else, except that I did some recording for it and tested some stuff too. The main menu has 4 options: play, games, movies, and special. Our recorder clicks play, and we're taken to the main storyline of the game. Another message appears. Again, I didn't get to play much of this game, but I'll try to see if I can find what you said was here. We're brought to a screen which I just gotta stop here and comment on the use of the real-life Freddy Fazbear's picture. It threw me for a loop because I remember this picture circulating the internet like peak FNAF hype, and every kid was like, "Oh my god, FNAF is real!" Just super funny to see it used in the series. Anyways, back to the scaries.
Hey there, welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where fantasy and fun come to life. But first, it looks like you're gonna need 2 tickets to enter.
Freddy continues to explain the games available here. On the left, we have a game revolving around Balloon Boy and matching colored balls. And on the right, we have one with Bonnie and helping him match colored animals.
Should be easy, colorful fun. Our show is about to start, so don't miss it.
I just want to point out here before we go any further, the sound design in this series is fantastic. The bouncy, clicky noises, the little bit crush distortion on the voice actors.
Our show is about to start.
And then like this weird core rendition of Totoro March that is like incredibly haunting but also weirdly soothing. We go to Balloon Boy's game and the recorder remembers this one, but not the Bonnie one. We help him by selecting the color balls that he indicates.
Could you help me find the green ball for me, please?
As we get to the end, our recorder states the game starts to bug here. They know the game is unfinished, so it's to be expected, but it just gets stranger.
Could you help me?
The music seems to be messed up as we hear some audio in the background trying to play. Moving to Bonnie's game, and Bonnie's voice actor is really just giving it his all, and I love him.
Hey, didn't you hear? The colored animal parade's coming to town. I heard if you guessed their colors 3 times, you could get a ticket. Well, howdy. I better think fast. Here they come. Oh, man. The parade's here and I can't find any of my favorite animals. Could you help me find the purple elephant?
We go through the game normally until we're asked to find the yellow bear. The game begins to glitch out again, with our cursor going all over the place and not letting us pick the yellow bear. The recorder comes back mentioning this before showing another strange occurrence. After this, a dark foxy character appears. We're thrown back to the title screen. Missing has now been added to the page, as well as Freddy's face slightly morphing. We boot back into the game and things are a bit different. Text at the bottom of the screen reads, "Do you recognize me? I never left. I saw everything he did because of you. You hurt them, and you're here now. I can show you nice things, all yours." I really love this ending scene, the clearly blood-stained party room, and the way the box is covering just enough to leave your imagination to come up with the worst possible idea of what's happened here, an incredibly chilling way to convey something morbid without having to show it, forcing the audience to come up with their own twisted imagery. Moving along to our second video, Toddler Fun Extended Section. It starts immediately with a recorder begging a person named Lance to email them as soon as they receive this video. We enter the diner and Freddy's audio isn't synced to his mouth. He explains the band is fixing to go on stage, so go ahead, grab some pizza, and relax before...
I think I see Foxy coming this way right now.
Foxy's head is disfigured and removed. Freddy is frowning, and we cut to a pair of 2 red dots, which move around almost simulating a pair of eyes staring back at us. Foxy's voice comes in.
If it isn't me old pal Freddy Fazbear, why don't you and I set sail in the 7 seas to go on a mighty and epic adventure?
What? But Foxy, he can't have an adventure just yet. We need time to prepare for the show. Why don't we wait until after the show? Then we can have our adventure.
Boo! I don't want to perform now. I want to have an adventure. Ooh, you and the gang are never any fun. In fact, why should I wait for an adventure when I can drag you all along with me? You up for a scavenger hunt, Freddy?
Well, this is bad.
Another example of the voice actors really just giving it their all. Freddy asks if we can find the band's instruments that Foxy has hid. He instructs us to go talk to Bonnie, who is currently on a space adventure. A flower, a castle, a spaceship, the merry-go-round, and a present. The recorder opts to go to Chica's garden by clicking the flower. We quickly jump back to the selection screen with the recorder stating, "Had to cut out Chica's garden. I'd rather not discuss why. It's too personal." Which just further leads into the series' way of sparking intrigue, but then just immediately being flooded with incredibly grim thoughts as to why we weren't shown this. Whether it was left out for limitation reasons or story reasons, it's just a super nice little way to keep the audience engaging with the series on their own. We then take a trip to the space adventure. We get some really cute audio between Chica and Bonnie, but as they board the ship and it takes off, we see something in the background. Perhaps this disembodied head has something to do with Foxy's missing head. After this, we get a space-themed game where we count how many aliens are wearing blue. 3 is immediately clicked, and...
How many aliens? Oops, I don't think so. Why don't we try counting again?
We then go through picking out a blue planet and then choosing an amount of cupcakes to throw into a black hole. And once again, I am severely glossing over this section, but the dialogue here and the voice actors are doing so much heavy lifting that this whole section feels like it could believably be from an edutainment game. We return back to Earth and receive a ticket. Going back to the selection screen, the recorder comments on this and how they didn't get an instrument. Going to the merry-go-round, it spins around as... The recorder asks why this game is even here, before spinning around again. This time, the same Chica pops up, but with another ticket. I actually missed this during my first watch, but sure enough, in the bottom left corner, behind the plush, there's a face that wasn't here before. Going to the gift surprise, the recorder comments on this game clearly being unfinished, and even having a different UI than the rest of the game. A weird ghostly face can be seen moving, as a music box plays in the background. We have some sort of pizza tracker in the top left corner, and then the game starts. A present appears, and circle, square, triangle is wrote on top of it, before being replaced with, "It's only us." And a quick flash of yellow at the bottom of the screen reading, "So you see, me, us?" I'm not really sure what this last word is. We return to the selection screen and get more text from the recorder. "Lance, please respond to my email soon. I don't know what is happening, but I'm starting to believe something really is wrong with this game. It's not just the game itself either. I'll tell you more in your email. Please talk." I'm gonna derail for just a moment because this right here signifies my only real problem with the series. The series is so good about showing the audience what to be afraid of, or showing them things that get their minds turning in a horrific way without giving them the answers, that this repeated text from the recorder at times can feel super out of place. We know that there's something odd going on with the game because we're seeing it. And we know that the author is in communication with Lance because we saw that from the start. But this message here just kind of feels a little bit overkill. While the text is used at certain points to guide the story in a really solid way, there's definitely times that I feel it wasn't necessary at all. Super duper small gripe that definitely doesn't devalue the series in any way. It's just something I wanted to point out that kind of bugged me. Okay, back to the video. We're now at Funtime's makeup castle. Funtime Foxy blurts out a color, and then the player clicks it, changing them to that color. No. We're taken to a storybook and a completely different UI once again. The story is Joseph and the Big Scare, written by blank and illustrated by blank. The story goes as follows. Long ago in a blue house lived a small little bear. A bear named Joseph was the bear that lived there. He was friendly and kind, and he had no care. But one thing was certain, he was easy to scare. On his way to school, he would meet a bully named Mitch. Mitch was very, very rude, and he was one heck of a hitch. He would jump out of the trees and scare Joseph as a trick. It scared him so bad, he ran off into the woods, and quick. Poor Joseph ran and ran. He ran as fast as he could. He was too afraid to look behind, as all small bears should. He wondered if he had outrun Mitch, that is, if he even could, but until then, he hid behind a stump that was in the middle of the woods, in the quiet woods. A nearby sound. You found me, like you always do, but I know it's okay to be afraid. Do you want to remember what I'm afraid of? Let's look together. Oops, an error has occurred. This may be an anomaly in the game's files, a system overrun, or you may be using an unstable legal copy. Restart the game immediately. If the system refused to comply, hide. This ending screen is so great, and using that spooky anti-piracy aesthetic is something I love to see. Also, discovering that it tells you to hide at the end of this text because it's pretty obscured off the screen was genuinely a terrifying realization. Going to our last video, Toddler Fun, Safety First film. We start immediately where we left off. Funtime getting their makeup done. We receive the missing instruments from them.
Hey, you found the instruments. Looks like Funtime had all three of them all along. Now our show can begin. All we need now is a birthday cake for our special birthday buddy.
Not so fast, you honey-sucking hooligan! Looks like me sister Funtime wasn't the best choice for the hiding job. No matter. I still have one last piece of this mighty scavenger hunt that'll keep you running on your toes all day. Heard you had cake planned for the birthday, buddy. Not anymore. Yar-har-har. If you want it back, you better find me at the Pirate Cove and head to the long-lost Adventure Bay. This adventure isn't over just yet. Yar-har.
As Foxy fades away, we get a glimpse of a face. The whole fadeaway effect into the reveal of the face really got to me for some reason. I think because it reminded me a lot of Alec Kister's Miriana remake from a couple weeks ago. Something about light rolling into darkness and like hiding a face that's visible there will always get me, I think. We're shown the Pirate Cove, but instead our recorder decides to take a break and show us something else. We go to the movies section with two options, Fazbear Archives and Safety First. The page says currently unavailable. The cursor slides across, accessing the page, which our recorder states isn't their doing. We're shown a set of 5 videos, and as the cursor hovers across them, the screen goes black, removing all but one of the videos. The video is clicked and we get a synopsis of the plot for the episode, titled Stranger Danger. Things start to take a strange turn at the park when the kids meet an unusual man who offers them a trip to a place where they could have endless amounts of fun at no price. Barry and Lily decide to give the stranger the benefit of the doubt, but they soon find themselves in a bad spot, and it's up to their friends Simon, Alice, and Tom to save them. We move over to the info and get some information on the shorts. They're a series of shorts produced by the animation company Funny Flicks for Faz Bear Entertainment. The goal is to teach kids safety rules. The first short, Stranger Danger, being published August of 1987, and out of the 20 episodes produced, 6 of them have been archived in the Fazbear Toddler Fun game. We're shown the characters and a brief bio of each of them, with Foxy's head on what looks like the Chica plush appearing in between the slides. We're then taken to the video, and let me tell you, it's insane how much talent and work must have been put into this thing. It's just a full CGI PSA. Like, it's incredibly well written, well acted, has a whole animated section that this could literally just be a PSA. And for the majority of it, that's exactly what it is. The kids meet a strange man who is presumably the stand-in for Purple Guy or William Afton, who offers the kids a place to have a ton of fun for free. All they have to do is meet him at a dark place at night and not tell their parents. The other kids aren't really with this, but hesitantly go until they actually arrive and back out. The only two who agree to this are Barry and Lily. When they arrive though, they're getting cold feet until the stranger appears in the room.
Kids really aren't that smart, are they?
Huh?
There is no party, you idiots. But either way, you're not going anywhere. Shame I couldn't get the rest of those brats to come, but you two will do perfectly.
What's going on? What are you gonna do with us?
That's something you're gonna have to find out. Now don't you kids even think about trying to get out. You're gonna regret it if you do.
The audio from this point in the video begins to glitch out, being completely gone. The episode continues as normally, leading to the What Would You Do segment, where we get distorted audio of the kids talking.
Today's been a pretty scary one for all of us. Wouldn't you agree, Simon?
I think it's safe to say my best buddy Barry's way better days. Or in this case, way better nights.
Well, it's a good thing. I'm saving just in time. But
Until the text. We've been watching you for a long time, Michael. We saw so much. We then get a cloudy skyline before a man appears, and his face morphs a little. And then whoever's in the middle, maybe Golden Freddy? I did nothing, and I let them die. That's why I'm here for you, Michael. You took my life away. You ruined our family. And I won't stop reminding you until you truly understand. Even if it means you'll never sleep again. We're then booted out to the menu again, where our recorder loads back to the main game. Staring at Foxy's Cove, we get the final text, "It's not letting me stop," rounding out the series. Alright, so I'm going to give my theories, and this is where having a basic understanding of the FNAF lore will come into play. But even if you don't have that, stick around because I'm going to expand on why I think this series being connected to FNAF ultimately hurts it. So we clearly have some missing children's incident vibes going on through the entire game. The whole stranger danger PSA emulates a lot of FNAF 1's 4 children go missing. We also have a lot of parallels to the vengeful spirit / golden Freddy with the use of a yellow bear and a very Fredbear looking figure taunting someone. And although there's a lot of missing pieces as this series seemingly just halted production, I do have too many theories of what's kind of going on here. First, it seems like perhaps Michael Afton is trapped in this game, him being our second speaker apologizing for not stopping the horrific things that happen to the kids, and that this is who the vengeful spirit is refusing to let sleep. Or my other theory that our recorder is William Afton, literally stuck in this game, being forced to keep playing it by the vengeful spirit, and being tormented by his previous victims and grieving son who is also trapped inside this game, dealing with the full wrath of the children, sort of like Ultimate Custom Night. Both of these theories are probably way off, but it's the best that I could come up with given the context that we have. And that's really what I mean about this being tied to FNAF. The series is so well produced and clearly has all these little intricacies like Foxy's missing head and the Chica plush, the faces randomly appearing throughout, or the story of the brother and the bear. There's just so many little details going on in this series, and trying to mix that all into context with FNAF lore, something that is also incredibly complicated to understand. The series gets super muddied in trying to understand exactly what is being taken from FNAF lore and what is genuinely a new story being told. Drawing the parallels is just incredibly difficult, and I really think if this series wasn't tied to FNAF and just took what it had and did it in a completely unique approach, it would be an absolute smash out series. Not to undermine it though, the series is an incredible digital horror piece. And not to mention there is literally an entire PSA animated in 2 different mediums just randomly shoved in as the last episode because they could do it. It's honestly a shame that this series seems to be on a permanent hiatus and the creator, Agent P-Man, has seemingly gone dark. As the talent they showed and just the dedication to trying something new really made for a fantastic series we sadly never got more of. Agent P-Man, if you're still out there somewhere, I hope you're still making cool projects, because this was genuinely such an amazing display of talent and just dedication to the craft. If you're not subscribed to this channel, why not? It's literally right there. We still have another 2 uploads for the month of October, and trust me, you're gonna want to be around for those next 2. Anyways, I've been your host, Pat Ratrick, and I will see you next week for more Rat-O-Ween.
I'll give it 2 more.